We good. We live. I think. Yeah, we're good. So this is weird. So because I'm using the phone tripod, not the camera tripod, which is this one, I'm using a different tripod. It's a little bit lower. So usually, we bit behind the scenes for those people who aren't watching live because there's nobody here yet. But people who are watching on demand, wee bit of a inside baseball here. I usually sit on this because I'm a tall person, and the camera, which is here, it is, sits on the tripod, and sometimes the levels are a bit awkward. So I usually sit on this, a pillow from the couch, and it's all kind of bent and stuff because I've been sitting on it for so long. And I'll sit there, and it kind of raises me a little bit more. That's actually okay. It kind of raises me a little bit more for the tripod. I'm just going to get this up on the screen so I can see what I'm doing. So what I did was I took this off, just because it's a different tripod and there's different levels. And I thought, it's a wee bit different. See if anybody joins. Maybe no one will join, that's okay. People will watch on demand, hopefully. But what I have to do now is that I don't have a video set to upload today for Friday. And I just filmed a couple of videos for the next couple of days here on CM42 TV. So what I have to do is I have to transfer the videos from the camera to the laptop and then save them for the next few days. So that's what I'm going to do whilst I thought I'll go live, and I'll chat, we'll hang out for a little bit. I put in the title, ask me questions. You don't have to ask me questions. I just thought it'd be funny to put that in the title. Here is the battery for the camera. That's going to go in here. The external charger. This is very behind the scenes. This is the making of CM42 TV right here. That goes in the external charger. SD card comes out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to transfer over the videos. So I understand there's no one watching right now. There's one person watching. So I understand people will probably watch this on demand. So if you're out there and you're watching this on demand, hello. Nice to see you all. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's transfer these videos over then, shall we? That's an activity we can do together. We can transfer over videos. Isn't that fun? So doing that, let's just filmed a couple of fun ones. So we're going to transfer them over right now. This is probably very boring for you to watch, but it's something I have to do, or I'll end up losing the videos or forgetting about it, which is another thing. So, what's been happening? It's still in quarantine, still in lockdown. However, it seems to be easing a little bit. We've been introduced with some phases that are going to be introduced over the next couple of weeks and months to try and get us back to whatever normality is. So that'll be interesting. But I also have this here, which is in the thumbnail, which is some official bootlegger Pilsner. Pilsner, baby. I'm usually alright with the impressions, but not there. So, 1974 Pilsner Lager. Guess what I'm drinking, baby? So that's what we're drinking. A wee bit of lager. Pilsner. So let's open it live here on CM42 TV. Let me put it on a thing. And let's do a taste test. I've either had one of these or not before. I guess we'll see. Lovely. I'm not much of a beer guy. If anyone knows me socially, which is very few of you out there, well, we'll keep it that way. Thank you very much. There's a wee bottle opener. That people know that I don't really drink beer. I'm more of a vodka guy, rum, and cider. Those are my three go-to drinks. Three very different drinks. Vodka's more kind of sweet. Rum's a bit more pure. And cider's a bit more fizzy, gassy, that sort of thing. But beer is always probably my number 4 if I was to pick a top 5 alcoholic beverages. Beer's always up there. I suppose it's lager. It's not really beer. It's Pilsner, baby. So having a wee drink on this Friday on my own because there's nothing else to do. Because it's Friday night and everything's shut and everyone else is being safe, and as it should be. I hope everyone's keeping safe out there. I'm doing my best to keep safe in here. And as I was talking about, we've got some things that have been introduced in terms of phases that we can try and deal with over the next little while, trying to get back to some form of normality. However, today I had a KFC for the first time. Back to Kentucky, and had some chicken. Chaboy40, hi, I live in Chicago and I really like your content. Could you react to more American Dad after you binge watch the first 3 seasons and you have an idea what's going on? Thank you very much for joining us, Chiboy40. And hello to Chicago. It blows my mind sometimes when I see where all you guys are from. Knowing that there's someone in Chicago watching is really cool. In terms of American Dad, the stuff I reacted to before was a lot of fun, especially the Vietnam one because it was so out of context, you know. But in terms of American Dad, I don't know. I will have to binge watch the first 3 seasons so I know what's going on before I can properly, you know, react and have some more context, because I really had no idea what was going on. That was the charm of the video. I had no idea what was going on. But I appreciate that you liked the American Dad one. I'm able to get, it's my eyes look really squinty. Is it the light? I don't know. I'd love to do some more American Dad. Thank you for asking. But again, I do need to watch it, and I like the fact that you've recommended I watch all the first 3 seasons and then I can do it. Maybe that's an idea. I did say that in the video that I kind of want to watch a bit more and kind of get more familiar with it, because realistically right now I was just laughing for the sake of laughing, and because I didn't get the jokes, I didn't want to lie about it. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be that guy that was like, I totally get what's going on, when I didn't. So, those are the videos transferred over for the next few days, for those of you who are going to tune in. Thank you very much. Ugh, I can't. So the SD card goes back in, and the camera sits on the shelf until the next filming day, which is going to be Tuesday, I believe. We can talk some wrestling on Tuesday. We're doing our Muse video on Tuesday for Wednesday. This is my behind the scenes of my filming schedule. I tend to film on Wednesdays and Fridays, and film in bulk. I film a couple of videos at once, but sometimes obviously if I'm in the mood to do a video, then I will, you know, that day, or if something drops that day that I want to react to, or if I've just watched a movie or that sort of thing. Also, a wee spoiler for anybody who tunes in on demand or whatever. I wanted to do a 24-hour movie marathon, and I was planning on doing it, and I watched 2 films. And I wasn't going to do it in 24 hours, because I think what's the point of watching a film when you're knackered, because it will just, you know, upset you, and you won't be able to concentrate, you'll be falling asleep, and it'll hinder your opinion of the film. So I thought I'll do it, you know, over the next few days, and I'll watch 24 hours worth of films. I know a lot of people do that. So that was the plan, and I never done it because I had all the stuff on, and I've been, you know, working from home a little bit, which has been a blessing, really. Considering the fact that lots of people have lost their jobs and stuff, it's still nice to know that I can still work from home in some sort of, you know, capacity. So I was doing that, and I was watching The Last Dance, that Michael Jordan documentary, and on Netflix I was watching that, and then I was watching whatever else I was watching. I think I watched a few episodes of The Big Bang Theory on Netflix, which I know gets a lot of hate, but first few seasons are really good, and I've never watched it all the way through because I did fall away from it. So I was one of those people that was a fan because I was into Star Wars and into, you know, Marvel comics when I was younger, and then I fell off of it because it just sort of decreased in quality, and it kind of became more cheesy and a bit more family friendly, and I was that age when I was like, oh no, I miss when there was sex jokes in Big Bang Theory, so I stopped watching it. So I decided I'm going to try and watch the whole thing, since I'm a bit more clued up on things like that in terms of, you know, Marvel stuff and Star Trek now. I've been watching some Star Trek original series. If there's any Trek fans out there, let me know any advice you've got going forward. I'm very early in my Star Trek journey. I've always kind of liked Star Trek, and I've watched the new films, the J.J. Abrams films and the Chris Pine films and that sort of thing. But in terms of the actual series, I've never seen Next Generation, never seen Voyager, never seen Discovery, never seen Deep Space Nine, never seen the films, and now I've just started watching the original series on Netflix. I'm on episode 12 or something. So I'm starting really early on my Star Trek journey. I have no real, you know, dedication to it. It's not as if I'm going to be like, I want to get to here by the end of the month. I'm just watching it whenever I want to watch it, whenever it's on, whenever I need something on in the background. I'll put on some TOS, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the idea that it's dated, you know. And I feel like that's a criticism that a lot of things get. People say if there's a movie from like the 70s or something, someone will go, "Oh, it's really dated." But to be honest with you, if something's dated, then that's on you. You know, if you're watching a film that's from the 70s or the 60s, you need to have that mindset that you're watching a film from the 70s or the 60s or the 80s or whatever. Recently I watched The Outsiders, and that's from 1983, and that's dated, you know, very early 80s film. But I knew it was an early 80s film, so when I turned it on, I was like, right, okay, I'm about to watch an early 80s film. This film came out in 1983. I have to understand that and take that into context and take that into consideration. So I did that, and then I just enjoyed it because I'm not going to sit here going like, oh, that's not the way the acting would have done in 2020, because the film came out in 1983. You know what I mean? And The Outsiders, I know, is a really famous book, and people love the film because of the 80s aspect to it. And I think a lot of people, when they think of 80s cinema, they think of something like that, you know? A film like Back to the Future, or Return of the Jedi, or Jurassic Park was later, or Raiders of the Lost Ark, or, you know, or, what was I talking about? Or Outsiders. So, you know, once you get that into consideration and you sit there and you go, you know, this is a 1983 film, you can enjoy it for what it is, you know, and then you can have fun with it as well. 80s films are a blast, you know, they're a lot of fun. So it's nice to watch them and just kind of have some, you know, take that into consideration and have that sort of feeling that you're watching an 80s film or whatever. I'd like to know other people's favourite 80s films. If anybody's watching, they want to chime in, favourite 80s films. I listed mine there, I guess. You know, Back to the Future and Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back kind of fits into that category, 1980. 40-year anniversary of Empire Strikes Back the other day. That was a monumental occasion, 40 years. And of course, I always say original trilogy is, I don't consider it as special as some other things because I wasn't around, but Star Wars has such a special place in my heart that I can watch any Star Wars film and really enjoy, even the prequels. I always probably go with the sequel trilogy is my favourite trilogy because it's my Star Wars trilogy, you know, when I got to see it when I was 18 and when I was 20 and when I was 21 or 22 or whatever. And I got to experience Rogue One in that time, you know. But in terms of the original trilogy, I can watch any of them at any point and enjoy them for what they are. I'm not the biggest Jedi fan, Return of the Jedi fan, but in terms of, I get people love Empire Strikes Back and that's like their favourite film, and I get that, but it's just it was never for me because I wasn't here in 1980 and I can't really feel the love for that one. And A New Hope, to be fair, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth here because A New Hope is my second favourite Star Wars film in general. Hello to Chris, how you doing? Chris Brej? Sorry if I butchered your second name. Terminator is always a favourite to watch. I do enjoy Terminator, but here's something that will blow your mind. I've never seen Terminator 2. I know. Terminator 2 is regarded as like the best one, or one of the greatest action films of all time, or thrillers or fantasies of all time, whatever you call them. I guess it's sci-fi, isn't it? Never seen T2. And I've always wanted to, and it's been on like I've got this document on or a note on my notes page on my phone, movies to watch. It's called, very original, and I've got all the list of all the films I want to get to and the Blu-rays that I've not watched in my collection. And T2 is always up like the very top of the list, you know. So it's one of those ones that I just never get around to, you know. And there's so many films out there that a lot of people go through that they want to watch these classic films and they want to learn about these classic films. And they just never get around to it. And I'm one of those guys. I'm really bad for it. I'm really bad for saying I'm going to watch something and not doing it. But what I'm into right now is watching stuff that have buzz. If something's got a bit of buzz, I'm going to check it out because I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it with my friends, even though I can't meet up with my friends. I can chat about it on Zoom or on FaceTime or whatever when I'm trying to catch up with people digitally and remotely. For example, season 3 of Ozark was posted on Netflix, and I'd never seen Ozark, and I was like, I'm going to watch it. So I started from season 1 and I finished it the other night, and I loved Ozark. And now I can talk about the new season. And things like the Clone Wars. The final season is just aired on Disney Plus, and I've never really watched it. So I started season 1 a while back, and now I'm just kind of getting my way through that. I'm nearly finished season 1, which is a lot of fun. I'm about to move on to season 2, and I've heard season 2 is better. More of a plot and more of a story, which is always cool. I'm enjoying that part of Clone Wars, you know. Having these sort of side stories that you didn't really get to in the actual films, learning about Ahsoka and learning more about, you know, the things that R2 can do and that sort of thing. That's fun. General Grievous, Count Dooku, these characters, they were only in it for a small portion. So that's really a lot of fun to check those ones out. And what else has got a lot of buzz? The Last Dance, as I was talking about, been checking that out. I was actually wearing this earlier. Check this out. Don't ask me why I've got this here. This is my Michael Jordan t-shirt. And I had to change my t-shirt. So I didn't like the way the red looked in the light. That's how pedantic I can be. So, been watching the Michael Jordan documentary series on Netflix, The Last Dance. Love it. That's the team when I was younger that made me want to like American sports. Right now, you know, in terms of American sports, I love American football and basketball and that sort of thing. And soccer, the MLS, Orlando City fan, die-hard Orlando City fan. It's a shame that Orlando City are awful. I shouldn't say that about my team, really. That shows the sportsmanship. But there you go. So that's that. But in terms of the 97-98 Bulls, when I was younger, I'd watch Kenan and Kel, and I'd watch American films, and I'd watch Space Jam. They would always talk about the Bulls, of course, because Michael Jordan's in Space Jam as well, and people were always talking about how that's the greatest team of all time. I mean, think of the NBA, and you think of basketball, you think of the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls with Dennis Rodman, that's the Pilsner talking, and Scottie Pippen, Ron Harper, for example, who was in Kenan and Kel, by the way. There was an episode of Kenan and Kel where Ron Harper was in it, and he must have been the only one they could afford. And he slips in Rigby's, the grocery store, and everyone hates Kenan and Kel because they injured Ron Harper. And that's like around that time, like I just wanted to learn more about American sports, I wanted to learn more about the NBA, and I wanted to learn more about the Chicago Bulls. And now this documentary series not only covers that season, but it covers the entire careers of the main players, and it's just unbelievable. Like the management, the coaches, behind the scenes people, the press, all that stuff. It's brilliant. It's the absolute definitive sports documentary. Speaking of that, The Last Ride as well. I wonder if that was coincidence or if that was like on purpose. Like, did they call The Last Ride because of The Last Dance? Or was that just coincidence? Of course it could be coincidence because of Undertaker, like The Last Ride. I don't know. So that's I've been loving The Last Ride. I've been chatting about that every week, and I plan to do that again on Sunday. Because it's a lot of fun watching that documentary, and then as soon as an episode is finished, go right into the video and start chatting about it. That's what I love about it, because it's more like kind of free and it's fresh in my head, and that's also a problem. I want to review films more, and I want to review individual things, but I never get to it straight away, and it's probably because I watch things at night time, and it's always really late when I finish watching something, and I'm too tired to record. People are sleeping. I don't want to wake people up. So, I never do it. But I'd love to just watch something and just talk about it straight after, and that's why I'm enjoying doing those Undertaker videos on Sundays. I'm watching the new episode of the documentary series, the docu-series, if you will, and then going straight into the video. So maybe I need to do that a bit more if I watch a film. I just can't. I don't like watching things when it's still bright outside, because I like the reflection and the glare off the screen, I find that really distracting. And of course I end up watching old wrestling, over films anyway, which I shouldn't do. I should try and learn more about films and actors and directors and stuff. But I like to know that I have my wrestling knowledge up to scratch, Speaking of that, I was on a wrestling quiz podcast this past week called Quiztastic 4. And it was a lot of fun. It was really good. Hosted by Alan, and I believe it's going to drop either this week or next week. I hope so anyway. I want to listen to it back, and because you know me, I'm podcast daft. Here we go. There's the mic. I'm podcast daft. I have my own podcasts. I have I have the Wrestling Connection that drops every Sunday. I have the Good Bit podcast that hasn't dropped in a while. There's another viewer left because I started talking about podcasts. I had the Good Bit, which has been my movie podcast for years, but because we've not been together, I've not done it, which is a bad thing. I shouldn't be doing that. I should be trying to stay on top of that, especially since we should take advantage of the fact that we can record in quarantine. And actually, the setup I've got for the Wrestling Connection podcast is actually really good, and it's working really well, and it's really easy and convenient, and it sounds good. And that's all you can ask for, really. I like being in the same room as whoever's on the podcast with me, so we have that connection. Not just the Wrestling Connection, but about films and stuff and TV. and acting and theatre. I want to be there with the person and catch up with them in person. That's the way it should be, and have a drink with them, have a Pilsner baby with that person and chat, you know. But I mean, me and Glenn, I've got this set up down, you know, and we chat every week over you know, a remote sort of thing. And we're able to chat there, and it records really, really well. So that's the only thing that, you know, is keeping us going so strong, is the fact we can do that. And because the quarantine is so, you know, it's so bad and it's so heavy, you know, it's I don't know, it kind of limits us in some ways. But you look at it like that, you go, all right, okay, it's not too bad, because we can actually still catch up, and we can still chat, and we can still be friends, and we can still record at a high level. I'm still, you know, well good to do that, you know. So I totally went on a tangent there. I have no idea where I was going with that. But I was talking about podcasts. Oh yeah, so I was a guest on a podcast called Quiztastic 4. And it was a quiz about wrestling. And I won't let you know how I get on, but it was a quiz, it was like a tournament style. There was a ranking system, a table. And I'll let you know when I finished. Or you can check out the podcast when it drops. I'll let you know when it drops. And you can see where I finished on the table. But it was a lot of fun. Really hard wrestling questions. And I always say to myself, like, if I do a wrestling quiz, I'm going to nail that, no bother. But sometimes that's not always the case, do you know what I mean? So some questions can be harder than others, brother. So I'm looking forward to that dropping, and then I can share it with y'all, and then we can chat together on that. So what else is going on? I was talking about the phases and stuff like that. Oh, got a second. I can't even read the questions on here. Streamo Bino, hello to you. What am I drinking? This is Bootlegger, 1974. Don't know if that'll focus. Pilsner Lager. It is Pilsner, baby. Don't know if there's a point of explaining what it is. It's just lager. It's just beer. When you've had a griller, you can have this, and it says, "My spidey senses tell me things are gonna get tasty, baby." Made in Wrexham. Basically, it's a Twitter personality called Bootlegger, who does these kind of like these videos, these very funny videos about his life. And he's a Wrexham football fan, and I don't really know anything about Wrexham, but I know they're a team, and he's a die-hard fan. And he has gotten so popular on Twitter that he made his own lager. And that's him there. I don't think it's carried in shops, but I'm sure there is a pub in Wrexham with this on draft, which would be a lot of fun to go to. A good stream then. It's a good stream. We've got some pills in the baby. Thank you for joining. Appreciate. I put in the title, ask me questions. You don't have to ask me questions, but that was a question. What are you drinking? But I just thought that would be interesting to see if anybody has any questions out there. I'd like to do a Q&A. I'd like to do something where I can say, okay, for the next while, ask me some questions, and then in a week's time I'll answer them. But I don't know if anybody will. You know, it's one of those ones where I need the confidence in myself to go for it, and I don't want to waste anybody's time. That face is hilarious. I hope you don't mean mine. Yeah, you should check him out. Follow Bootlegger on Twitter. I would check now but you know, I'm using the phone to stream. But you don't need to be a football fan to enjoy him. I can't recommend him enough. He's just a guy who makes videos with his wife. Not even with his wife. His wife pops up sometimes, and his kids. But he just sits in his back door and just talks nonsense, and for 60 seconds every day, and he gets like thousands of retweets and likes and replies and that sort of thing. So he's very, very funny, and he's got this connection with me and my mate actually bought a 15-pack of these, and he brought me up 3 tonight. So of course we can't, because of social distancing, we can't chill together, we can't drink together, but he brought them up to the garden, and he passed on 3 bottles for me, which was very kind of him. He didn't have to do that. Speaking of podcast, he used to host a podcast with me called By The Way, which was around 2016 sort of time. I've got this long career of podcasts, and I hope that's not weird. But apparently I'm podcast daft. So the camera that's sitting on, or the phone, blah, blah, blah. I've had too much Pilsner, mate. I've had too much, 5%. The tripod that the camera's sitting on, it's all dishevelled. You're actually sitting on books right now as well. I don't know what's happening. I need to get some new equipment. Got the light up here that I've had going on 2.5 years. I'm just waiting for the bulb to burst. And then this is the camera tripod. I was doing this at the start of the video. This is the camera tripod. This is what the camera sits on when I'm doing the videos. And I use this to maneuver the camera and stuff. And then this one here that you're on is for the phone. I've got the stream up on my right here, and this is weird looking at it like that. So I can read any questions that come in or any comments that come in. Let me know if anybody's out there. Let me know what you've been watching in quarantine. Let me know what you've been watching in lockdown. You've been watching things with families, doing quizzes. I know a lot of people have been doing quizzes. I've been just watching a bunch of old wrestling, and I watched Ozark, as I said, and I've been watching the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance. Really enjoying that, and what I actually need now is I need some recommendations, because I want to move on to a new series since I finished Ozark. I'm thinking Money Heist. I've heard a lot of good things about that, and as I said earlier, I want to watch things with some buzz. And you know, I heard that it had a lot of buzz when it came out, but again, it's been a while since it came out, so then the buzz is kind of gone. You know, I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that's able to talk about things that are relevant. Excuse me. So Money Heist was good, and it was, you know, widely received and stuff, and everyone liked it. So maybe I'll get to that one, but I need some suggestions. I need some recommendations for Netflix stuff, because there's so much out there, and there's so much out there I want to watch, but I've got really bad kind of commitment issues with shows. You know, I need to sit down, I need to watch a show and enjoy it. Like with Ozark, what I did was I watched one episode every night for 30 days, because there's 30 episodes. So with every episode, or every night there was an episode, and I got through it no bother, and I really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the routine of it, you know. I enjoyed working like that, you know. So, Streamo says, I watched this show Blood and Water. It's about a teenager who meets her sister that was abducted 17 years ago. It is a Netflix original series. That sounds good. I've never heard of it. Blood and Water? A teenager who meets her sister that was abducted 17 years. That sounds good. Maybe I'll get to that. I need some ideas, and also that's a good idea. And I've got, you know, Disney Plus and stuff. As I say, I'm watching, you know, I'm watching Clone Wars. It's new, sweet, nice to know. I maybe go on it then, because that sounds really good. What's it called? Blood and Water. I'll note it down. This is going to be another one of these live streams where I start noting down things and never get to them. I've done that before. Actually, do you know what I did? Last live stream, I asked for film suggestions. These are my. We've been doing quizzes, and these are my answers. Like round 3, first answer, Chelsea. Who won the 2004-2005 Premier League? Chelsea. 1 point to Chris. So Netflix suggestions. So the first one is Blood and Water. And of course there's Money Heist as well, that I'll get to. Money Heist. Which is my own suggestion. It's actually the suggestion of my pal who got me this. So it was added yesterday, I think. It's only 6 episodes, and each episode is 15 minutes. That's something I like, because another issue with that is I'm really bad at sticking to stuff. So if there's like 44 episodes and each one is an hour and a half, no chance I'm getting to it. So if there's something that's like 6 episodes, it's going to take me, I can watch it over a week, then that's what I'm into. You know, I'm up for watching things like that. And I know it takes a while for shows to get some buzz. You're not Steve Carell, you know, so you can't just have a new Netflix show and then boom, people are interested. You know, they're promoting this new one. I can't even remember what it's called. Space something, starring Steve Carell, and everyone else is talking. Not Steve. Steve Carell, and everybody's talking about it already. It's not even dropped yet. That's the sort of thing I want to watch. So I'll be checking that out. But not only because it's got buzz, but because I'm a big Steve Carell fan as well. So I want to check that out too. I'll watch anything Steve Carell. Big Office fan. I was going to say big US Office fan, not UK. I can't really say that though, because I've watched a bunch of the UK stuff and I really enjoyed it. But it's not just because Ricky Gervais, because Ricky Gervais has just got the absolute best touch. Because, that sounds weird, because I've just watched Afterlife Season 2, and let me tell you something. Afterlife, can't recommend it enough. Season 1 is great, it's really great, but Season 2 is better. It's and his explanation is like everybody's grieving at some point. I'm not grieving. I'm a happy person all the time, very optimistic, and even I related to it and was just howling laughing at one point. Episode 5 of Season 2 is absolutely hysterical. I was in tears watching it. Not because it was sad. It was sad, and the whole series is pretty sad, obviously. But tears of laughter. Some of the characters are just hilarious. So if I'm going to recommend anybody anything, recommend Afterlife and Ozark. They're my 2 recommendations. If you've not checked them out, highly recommended to everybody. And then of course I got Blood and Water now, which is new. 50 minutes, 6 episodes each. That's interesting. I'll get to that soon. Thank you very much, Streamo Bino, for recommending that. I'll get to that really soon. That's cool. Thank you so much. I've also finished reading this. Don't know how many wrestling fans are out there, but I finished reading this, Under the Black Hat, with Jim Ross. First time I've read a book in ages. I'm really bad for reading. But in terms of cover to cover, most recent book that I've read, this bad boy right here, and it was great. At first I was thinking, right, I've heard all these stories before. I've heard the story of Stone Cold turning heel a million times, but after the first half of the book, it really picks up and it's really sweet and it's really heartbreaking at times, talking about his late wife. So I'd check that one out if anybody's looking for any new wrestling books to read. Under the Black Hat, that's another one that's new and it's got some buzz just now, so it's worth checking out. Also, something that's new that's getting some buzz in the wrestling world, Owen Hart merchandise. I'm going to get it. There's an Owen Hart t-shirt out there that I want to get. And again, it's like Owen Hart, again, before my time, you know, but the type of person that I want to be like and the sort of person that I kind of aspire to be looked at in the same way, you know, so like people like The Rock and stuff like that are like people who are so above and beyond any, you know, if I talk about a hero and I say The Rock, people laugh, you know what I mean, because we're total different types of people, you know. But in terms of his sort of mentality and his attitude and his work ethic and his presence, you know, I love all that stuff. And because he's one of us, The Rock's one of us. So Owen Hart, you know, he's looked at in such high regard. And he's got this new Dark Side of the Ring documentary that came out was great and it was done with a lot of respect. And it made me think, you know, was it all an accident? I know obviously it was an accident, but was there more to it? And like, should he have rehearsed it? Should he be doing it in the first place? Then Martha Hart is suing Vince, and then Vince sues her back. Things like that. It's just all gets blown out of proportion. Did it really need to go that far? It's just a horrible, horrible accident, you know. So, Streamo says, what are your thoughts about WWE run by Vince McMahon? Personally, his treatment to his superstars is just infuriating. I miss CM Punk. Now, very interesting comments there. I miss CM Punk too. CM Punk was my favourite wrestler at the time, and he's one of my favourite wrestlers of all time. And he, of course, left on wrong circumstances. You know, I'm a big Punk fan, but I'll admit now, wasn't the right way to do business. You don't just walk out. I don't know. It's not the way I would have done things. But I do miss him a lot, and he needed some time off. That's the thing. Like, I guess he wasn't getting the time off, so he just took it himself and he left. But he was run down and he was tired and he was sick and he was injured. He needed time to rest and he never got that. If he'd gotten that, he'd be back no bother and he would have been fine. But it's just, it was all blown out and just totally done the wrong way. That's why Punk left and has not been back since. You know that all the rumours of him coming back soon, they've been going on for about a year now since AEW was launched. I don't want him to go to AEW. I don't want him to go to New Japan. I don't want him to go to ROH. I want him to come back to WWE where he belongs. And I don't know if that's going to happen because of the way everything's happening, but I would be so happy for Punk to come back. And it's more, you know, realistic him come back to WWE because he's on the Fox show. But again, they're not linked in any way, really, are they? And what are your thoughts about WWE run by Vince McMahon? Personally, his treatment to his superstars is just infuriating. What I would say to that is, Vince is a genius. He's the reason we have all this. You know, the reason I have this t-shirt, the reason that I have this YouTube channel, the reason that I watch wrestling every day is because of him. The reason we have AEW is because of him. He created all this, you know. The reason we had CM Punk was because of Vince, and he's a genius. And obviously circumstances are bad right now. And I don't know, you know, what the context you mean is, you know, in terms of in terms of Vince treating his superstars. He's a good businessman. I know there's another question. What's your favourite show on Netflix? My favourite show on Netflix, I'm going to say Ozark because I just watched it. But, you know, Breaking Bad's on there. There's so much on there that I love. Making a Murderer, I loved. Is Dexter on there? I'm not sure if Dexter's on there. I love Dexter. I don't think Dexter's on there. Yeah, Ozark. I'll go with that because I just finished it and it's amazing. Afterlife, amazing. Vince being a great businessman. And if you're meaning in terms of the way he's treating his superstars in terms of the sort of testing and that sort of thing for the health and the safety of the coronavirus, you know, that's everyone's got a different opinion on that. I'd like to think it's been done the right way. The AEW stuff seems to be being done the right way, testing everybody, but then how reliable are the tests? You know, no one knows how to test people right now. But I guess that's the risk that these people are taking. And you know, every week we're clapping the NHS and we're appreciating all these people that, you know, all these things that people are sacrificing to keep us safe and stuff. And you know, WWE superstars and wrestlers around the world, they're making that choice as well. You know, they are you know, taking that risk, and they're putting themselves at danger for our entertainment. You know, and I don't think that's a bad thing for Vince. I think that's a good thing for Vince. You know, let's let folk entertain each other. I don't agree with things like releasing superstars in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. I think that's a bit crap, and you know, I don't think that's the right thing to do. You know, you couldn't keep people under contract for a few more months. I thought that was a bit bad and rude and inconsiderate, but you know, I wouldn't say it's infuriating. You know, I don't know the situation. I'm not in WWE. You know, I don't know how it's run. I'd like to think things have been done the right way, but again, you don't know, do you? It's like you think one thing's happening, and then you know it could be the complete opposite. You know, so. But I'd like to think everything's being run in a smooth and safe way, especially in the pandemic times. You know, it's a crazy time to be alive, and it's a crazy time to be in, you know, entertainment, because you're kind of forced to react in any way that you can. You know, and you're forced to do whatever, you know, your boss tells you. Not even just your boss, but the Prime Minister, the First Minister, people in charge. You know, you're literally relying on doing what other people say for the first time in ages. So many people are free spirits and going to do their own stuff and acting on their own accord. But you know, that's one way to look at it. But then I guess you got to follow certain guidelines and stuff. But hopefully we'll be back to normality soon, and hopefully CM Punk will be back in WWE at some point. These live streams are very funny because they're always all over the place. They're always like, I'm talking about films, and I'm talking about Netflix, then I'm talking about life, and then I'm talking about wrestling, I'm talking about drinks. So I apologise if I'm going all over the place. Owen Hart merchandise, I want to get it. It's not even like the nicest of t-shirts, but I just want to get it because why not? It's again, it's something with some buzz, and of course we've never had proper Owen Hart merchandise, have we? But I don't know, do Pro Wrestling Tees ship over here? I think they do. I think they're worldwide. But I don't want to do the whole tax thing, you know, when they arrive and you need to pay an extra 16 quid because they were travelled in an airplane. And again, I don't want to, you know, hold up things right now considering the fact there's a fly in here. It just flew on the book. Look. There's a fly, look. Come say hi to everybody. Never mind. Let's see what else we're saying here. The more time it takes for him to come back, the older he gets, the chances for him coming back drop. Yeah, absolutely. The likelihood of him coming back isn't great, but we've been saying that for ages, you know, saying that for years. I'd love him to come back to wrestle, you know, AJ or whoever. But then again, Chris Jericho's quite old, and he's still going. He is quite old. Jericho's 49. About to turn 50 this year, I think, and he says top of his game. Jericho's almost better than he's ever been. He's still the best guy in the business. He's hilarious. He's so entertaining. Excuse me. He's so entertaining. He can still go in the ring. He's, you know, continuing to freshen up his character all the time. Jericho's one of the best of all time, and people call him the GOAT, and I can, you know, I'll totally agree with that sometimes, you know. So, yeah, I'd love Punk to come back. What age is he now? In his 40s? I think he's like 42 now. And of course, the UFC run didn't go as planned, and I was thinking he would just go do some MMA stuff, just not in UFC, and get better, you know. But I don't have any issue with UFC doing that with him and putting him on the shows and stuff in his first fight. You know, he's a big name and they got a big money draw out of it and stuff. So I don't have an issue with that at all. So I'd like to see him being happy, of course, but selfishly, I want him in WWE. I want him to wrestle Kevin Owens and AJ Styles and John Cena again. And when Rey Mysterio's there, I'm sure that'll tempt him. You know, Daniel Bryan's still there. That was really with Drew Gulak, wasn't it? Just, you know, didn't renew his contract, but I heard actually there's more to that. I've not actually looked into it as much, so maybe there's some more to that than first imagined. I don't know. But Double or Nothing is tomorrow night. Next day, W pay-per-view, looking forward to it big time. That's going to be a lot of fun. The Stadium Stampede match with Jericho winning is going to be good. That's going to be in the Jaguar Stadium, which will be a lot of fun. So, also, anybody who's watching this, who watch all the videos here on CM42 TV, know that I react to George Strait music on Sundays. We're thinking of doing the season finale this weekend and taking a wee break from it. just to kind of freshen up the channel and just freshen up, you know, how everything's looking on Sundays, and maybe do something different on Sundays. Just take a wee break. We'll come back to it at some point, but maybe we'll take a wee break on Sunday and see where we go from there. See, I'm always scared to watch new shows just because I don't want to spend hours trying a new show and then finding out I don't even like it. Why I'm extremely picky with my shows. Absolutely. I'm actually more of a film guy than a TV show guy, because I like the idea of having the one story, you know, start to finish. To me, that's how it should be, you know. But then in TV shows, you get more time to kind of dive into the characters, you care about the families, you care about the story a bit more. I like Ozark, you know, there's these characters that I don't know if I would like in a 2-hour setting, but because I saw them with 30 episodes and 30 hours worth of TV, you really fall in love with the family. It's like that with any show, you get really connected to the characters, and then by the end you're totally hooked, and, or, you know, in some cases, if it's a good show, after a few episodes you're hooked, which is great. But I'm always more of a film guy, but just recently, I don't know, I mean, a series kick, which is good for me because obviously I'm not much of a series guy, but I've just been in more of a series kick just now. I'm like not watching films as much. I'm more actively thinking about starting a new series than I am about watching a film. I've got that Hitchcock series sitting there, that Hitchcock box set, just dying for me to watch. I've still got about 7 films in there still to watch. Maybe more than that, maybe 9 films that I've still to watch. I'm just sitting looking at it, you know. So I really want to start a new series and get it going so that I'm in and I can't, you know, turn back. But again, that is just frustrating. What your point was there, like, if you get to it and you're like 7 episodes in, you've wasted 7 hours of your time, and you're like, this isn't actually that good, I don't like any of the characters. But then again, that's for you to judge, you know. Maybe you can know that after 3 episodes. You can kind of say, okay, we've tried 3 episodes, maybe 4 episodes, we're not getting anywhere here, it's really slow, the writing's bad, the acting's dodgy, I don't like anybody, you know, I can't relate to anything. You know, that's the good thing about shows that deal with family issues, is that everybody can kind of relate to a family issue, whether you have like a really strong family, or whether you have a dodgy family, or a broken family, or you have a history of bad memories or good memories. You know, that's why like things like Breaking Bad work so well, and Ozark and things like that work so well, because everybody can relate to that sort of thing. Lisbon 67. Do you like football? With a Celtic badge as your thing. I do like football. Big football fan. Here's a bottle of Pilsner from the bootlegger himself. I'm a big football fan. But I will not reveal what team I support. But I don't know how I feel about your badge. Or your profile picture, if that's what you call it. I am a big football fan. My favourite teams, Manchester City, of course, from the Premier League. The reason I'm not a glory hunter, I swear I'm not a glory hunter. The reason I like Manchester City is because when I was younger, I used to do online Football Manager, and at that time it was like randomly selected teams. You couldn't just pick your team. You couldn't just be Barcelona or whoever, you know, or Liverpool. You just get randomly selected teams, and I was randomly given Manchester City in 2008. In 2008, Manchester City weren't that great. That rhymes. So ever since that day, I said I'm City guy, you know. So being a Manchester City fan, and of course I dropped away from it for a little bit, and then once they, you know, picked up steam and started becoming one of the best teams in the world, I tuned back in. And in terms of American MLS, my team is Orlando City. Die-hard Orlando City fan. I love them. I love the Lions, and I do support a Scottish team. I do. I don't like the colour green. Streamio says, yeah, but sometimes the show gets better, but yeah, with time, absolutely. So I don't want to end the show yet, because I might like it later. That is definitely true. Only thing I can think of right now is Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which I was kind of talking about earlier on, how like season 1 is very like episodic. It's like we're just doing this one story, and it's like in 20 minutes and then it's done. Like a very, very short film. But I've been told that in season 2 is a lot more of a story arc. You know, we learn more about the characters and the story and that sort of thing, and you connect more with it. And that's kind of why a lot of people stuck with it and became just hooked by it and just love it, you know. Sometimes shows take that long, and it can be worth it once you get to like season 6 and you've been hooked since the start, and it's so worth it. But a lot of people just don't have that patience. I don't know if I've got that patience, you know. If I watch a whole season, I didn't enjoy it, you know, but it's not going to pick up till season 2. If I didn't enjoy season 1, there's a very little chance I'll get back to it. A good example of this is Stranger Things, right? So people love Stranger Things, and I like Stranger Things. and I enjoyed it, but I just didn't relate to it. I think it's because I'm an actor myself, so I can't really relate to, you know, kids acting. I like to watch people my age acting, and I can kind of put myself in that situation and try and learn from them. And I can obviously learn from other people in the show and stuff, but I guess because it's centered around kids, and it just wasn't like that when I was younger. I just never really related to Stranger Things as much as others, you know. So I was gutted about that, but people love it. So I watched season 1 and I enjoyed season 1 of Stranger Things, but I never went back to season 2 because of that. Lisbon67 says, I know who the Scottish team is. Thinking face, laughy face. Yeah, Rangers fan. Always have been. You know, but I have no, you know, I'm not sectarian in any way. You know, my best pal is a Celtic fan, and my best pal who got me this beer, the Bootlegger 1974 beer, was that said Celtic fan. So I don't have any issues with that. You can support whoever you want. I believe in free speech, brother. Support whoever you want. The Clone Wars I tried to watch, but then it got really slow in all capitals, and I felt like it could have been and went faster. I feel you, man. Yeah, I feel you too. It's season 1 was a bit of a struggle, but I looked at it like this. I know it's going to get better. I love Star Wars. I loved everything about Star Wars, so it's not as if I'm going to be like, oh, it's more Star Wars. I'll watch anything Star Wars. But my issue with it was I was sitting down and watching it and not getting invested because the episodes were ending like that and the stories were ending like that. But as, you know, sometimes you would get, you know, story arcs that would go over a couple of episodes and you'd go, okay, now we're talking, you know, and then it would just end again. But once we get into more stuff, maybe that'll be a thing. I don't know. Maybe we'll get into it more. Someone just shut my window, which is quite creepy. So. Yeah. It's a tough time, baby. It's a tough time to be alive. I'm going to get ready to jump off this. Lisbon says, who we? I'm assuming he was going to say who won the football the other day, and I'm going to say nothing because there's no football really. There's football a little bit. Who will be UT last match? Undertaker last match? He's taking away the message. Assuming you mean Undertaker, I don't know. Who will be Undertaker's last match? Maybe we've seen it. Maybe it was AJ. Maybe it was AJ. I'm getting ready to jump off this. I just wanted to come on and have a drink with y'all. Cheers. Oh, that's weird, isn't it? Well, it's like a Snapchat filter. Just wanted to jump on here, chat a little bit. Didn't have a video to post today. So thank you to the people who are watching right now. Thank you to anybody who watched on demand. I appreciate it a lot. Let me know what you think. I'd like to do more of these. I'd like to come on maybe weekly. I say that all the time. I say I'm going to start this, you know, weekly series about loads of stuff, and then I never do. This fly just keeps catching my attention. Maybe you'll see it in a minute. Yeah, who will be Undertaker's last opponent? Maybe it was AJ. You know, maybe Boneyard match was his last. I don't know if it will be though because it was so well received, and he looks so good as American Badass. You know. Who will be Undertaker's last opponent? I'd like to say Roman Reigns again and rectify that match, because realistically that should be it, because he should be passing the torch to another big guy, you know, like Reigns. I don't think that will happen. Maybe Rollins, you know, don't know. But I honestly have no clue. I hope it's not Triple H and Shawn Michaels and stuff. I'm looking forward to the last ride this Sunday to see the behind the scenes story of that Saudi Arabia disaster. But I don't know. But it might be more AJ stuff, and I'd be all for that because AJ is the best wrestler in the world. Yes, I love this interaction. You should do more of these. Thank you. I will do. If I do these more, it'll be around night time probably. Maybe I'll do one during the day and we'll see how that goes. But please tune in if you see I'm live. We'll do some Q&As. We'll answer some questions. We'll talk some movies, some Netflix, that sort of thing. I would love that. So yeah, I'm going to jump off now. Thank you so much for tuning in on demand or live. Another drink for the working man. I appreciate the questions. I appreciate the comments, and I appreciate the interactions. I do love them as well. I love replying to all the comments and subscribers and the likes and all that stuff. So, any wrestling fans out there, I have, if you know, Lisbon67 and Streamo Bino, if you guys are wrestling fans, I have my wrestling podcast dropping every Sunday on all major podcast outlets: Spotify, Apple, Anchor, Pocket Cast, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, all those places. The Wrestling Connection. And this week is all about wrestling video games. a really fun one, and one that everybody can relate to. Everyone loves wrestling games. SmackDown versus Raw and Warzone and Here Comes the Pain and 2K14 and the disaster that was 2K20. All that stuff coming up this Sunday on the Wrestling Connection podcast. So please tune in then, download the podcast, stream it. We have a YouTube channel as well where I post like certain clips of the podcast on that YouTube channel. So please check that out as well if you can. It's just the Wrestling Connection podcast. Just search it on YouTube. You can subscribe on there. That would be really cool. And yes, I will do more of these. I appreciate that. I appreciate people tuning in and asking some questions and that sort of thing. I guess I could do Q&As over this medium instead of actual videos because there's less chance I'll actually get any questions like that. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. It means a lot. And recommending some Netflix shows. Blood and Water, maybe I'll give it a go and I'll come back to you. We can chat some more here on the future live streams here on CM42 TV. Twitter and Instagram at CM42 TV. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Take care. Stay indoors. Stay distant. Support each other. Spend time with your family. Remember what's important in these tough times. You know, we're going to get through it. We're getting near the end. It's looking like we're getting back to some form of normality soon, where we can be in the same room as our family. That don't live in our household, and maybe McDonald's will open up soon. We can get a Big Mac soon. I don't know. Oh, last question. Last question before we go off. Late question. Tim Coldwinter. Hello. What is your channel about, basically? I've never been here. And which better way to get information than to ask the owner? Damn right, man. What a great question. What is my channel about? I don't know, really. My channel is, I've never been asked this before, sum up your channel in a few minutes. My channel is about spreading good times. It's about spreading the love. We try to have a laugh here on CM42 TV a lot. I like to laugh more than anything. So what we do is we watch some funny videos together. And when I say together, I mean I sit with the camera on and I film my reaction to watching funny videos, and we do commentaries and we laugh at compilations, spoofs of things, movie trailers, music videos, live music performances, songs, movies, wrestling matches, things like that. We watch it together, and I give my commentary through it. I try to edit it as less as possible, as little as possible, and try to just talk about the main thing itself, and we just, we have a laugh that way. I do have a lot of different things I talk about, wrestling and movies and that stuff all the time, and Family Guy, and just things I like. But it's more about, having a good time and reacting to stuff and watching things together. So anytime you jump on here, it could be something you've got no clue about. I like country music, so if you jump on here and you see me reacting to country music, I want to try and make it a place where people can watch that video and have a laugh at that video and have fun with that video without not knowing the song, That's kind of my main goal anyway, that people have a laugh, chill together, and, just have a good time watching videos together. And Tim Coldwinter says he subscribe. So thank you very much. Do I accept requests? Yes, I do. I don't always act on them straight away though. So take that warning. I don't go, if you were to say, react to this, I don't do it tomorrow, unless it's something I really want to do. I add it to a playlist that I might get to down the road, but I do accept requests if you have something. I used to do stand-up comedy reactions, but a lot of them got copyrighted and it got taken down, but they did really good views. So if I want to get selfish, you want to get some more views and some revenue up, then maybe I'll do some more of them again. But if you've got any requests, yes, send them in. I was about to sign off, but we've got a couple more viewers watching live and a new subscriber, Tim Coldwinter. Thank you very much. But yeah, if you see, as a new subscriber, if you see any videos that you don't really know anything about, if you don't know about the song or whatever I'm talking about, please tune in, Tim says, thank you, be safe. Streamo says, wait, you're an actor? That's awesome. I use the term actor loosely. I went to drama school. I graduated in 2018 and I got a degree as an actor, an honours degree. And it's sitting over there actually in a frame because my parents got it framed. And I wasn't opposed to that. So I graduated with an acting degree, and I have an agent, and I work in theatre, and I'd like to do some films. I've done lots more theatre experience than I have screen experience. I'd love to be in films. That's kind of like my main dream. I do a lot of voice work on this thing here, as I talked about earlier, my podcast microphone. I do a lot of voice work, voice overs and things like that. A lot of it's confidential. A lot of things I sign contracts, so I can't talk about them. I don't like to talk. I mean, I don't like to talk about myself in terms of, oh, wait till I tell you what I've done this week in the videos. I want to keep the videos as concise as possible, because people who are watching the videos are only watching them because either they like me, they like the channel, or they like what I'm reacting to. I don't want to talk about other things unless they're necessary, you know. But let me tell you this: if I ever get cast in a film that's major, you'll be the first to know about it here on CM42 TV. I'll be talking about that a lot of the time. But I'll tell you this as well. The whole acting thing is quieting down big time because of quarantine. Obviously, it's still been cool though, being able to send some stuff away, and I've been sending some auditions in terms of voiceovers and stuff from the home studio here, which has been really cool. It's been a real blessing to be able to do that, even though we're all quarantined and there's no shows running. You know, a lot of people are trying to get their projects that were set to go later in the year. They're trying to still get them down, you know, and take advantage of the downtime, you know, which is cool. I like your energy. You spread nice vibes. That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for. So I want to spread all the nice vibes and share the love and spread the love that I can in any way. The videos tend to be here on CM42 TV about less than 10 minutes each time. Sometimes more if I'm doing a film or whatever. But in that sort of small time, if I can brighten up someone's day, if someone is waiting to go out and they're stressed and they're panicking and they just need to kill some time, there you go. Check out the CM42 TV video, and I post every day, by the way, every single day here on CM42 TV. If you can click on the video, let the advert play. I'd appreciate it. Bring the revenue up. Question though to you, Tim, how did you stumble across this live stream if you're new? Did it just pop up in recommendations? Just out of curiosity. Nice, I hope you grow big. Thank you. I hope to. I'm already big. I'm like 6'3". Don't know if people know that about me. I probably shouldn't have stood up to Crotchley over there when I said I'm big. But 6'3". I'm a tall guy. I'm big. Tim is right. Your good vibes help people. On the screen, enjoy your work. Thank you very much. Enrique, hey, how are you? Hi Enrique, I'm very good, thank you. How are you? I was ready to go off this. And we've got a couple more listeners and a couple more viewers, so we staying on, baby. We're staying on. I got a bottle of Pilsner, bootlegger 1974. We're having a drink together. You can call me Henry. Hello, hello Henry. Apologies for saying the wrong name. But yes, hello Henry. Thank you very much for watching, and thanks for tuning in, Henry. Random recommendation is good. It looks like your channel is being recommended on YouTube. Just came up on the side saying recommendations. That's cool. Pilsner, baby. I'm enjoying some Pilsner that some dafty gave me all the social distancing and that. Streamo says the algorithm is noticing. Yes, that's true. Hopefully, that's the thing. I'm trying to build the channel. But the problem with that is it all takes time. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't just happen overnight. You know, taking into consideration when you have all these things that you post, it's not going to happen. People aren't just going to watch for no reason. Do you know what I mean? So it's nice to have so it's nice to have the channel building, and it's nice to know that it's been recommended randomly to new people. So thank you, Tim, for being a new subscriber, and I hope you enjoy any time that you're here at the channel. Let me know if you want me to react to anything and stuff. I'd like to appease all viewers. Henry says, I love your videos. Sorry, love. I love your videos. Hope you grow up big. You deserve 1 million subscribers. Thank you very much. I don't know what I'd do with 1 million subscribers. Do you know what I mean? 1 million subscribers. I'd love that. See, if I got 1 million subscribers and YouTube sent me the frame thing, the plaque, I'd put it right here. No, where can you see? I'd put it right here. And it'd be right behind me in every one of the videos. You have reached 1 million subscribers. That's the dream. Right here. Do you know what I'm thinking about doing? When we get back to the normality of life, I want to maybe do some daily vlogs and post them. I think that might help in terms of build the channel. Paul Rennie from Glasgow says, what's your favourite alcoholic drink? It's definitely not this shit. I'm just sitting here at the patio door. No, it's not this. This is a new drink for me. I'd recommend it, Paul. Thanks for watching, Paul. I know you've got nothing better to do with your time, so thanks for joining us. My favourite alcoholic drink, to anybody who's curious out there. Rum, Captain Morgan's, Captain. Captain Morgan's and Coke, I'd probably say is my favourite drink. To anybody who doesn't know. Tim says your charisma your charisma deserves much more views. People just put me over. Stop it. It's really, stop it. As Enrique said, or Henry. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love your humour. You seem like a man who is everyday happy. That's true. Right, here's another thing as well. People having a laugh here. Eric Blanco, what is this channel? Just joined by any chance. What content do you react to and how do you choose it? Is this just popping up and people are just clicking on random live streams? I've just broke my pen. Look, I like this pen. Is this just popping up and people are just joining folks' live streams? I appreciate that. That's good. I need to sell myself to you to be a new subscriber. Eric Blanco. This channel is all about spreading good vibes and having good fun. We react to things for a good laugh. That's all. I'd like to bring some joy and, you know, laughter to people's life. Excuse me. Every day. And I react to videos every day. Not just react, I like to do, you know, movie chat and wrestling chat and that sort of thing every day as well. So if you see any videos that you like, please check out. Please, you know, give us a like, a subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the video. Would appreciate that. Listen, I was about to turn this off, but we've got loads of viewers, so we're carrying it on. Tim says, you know, to get 1 million subscribers, just continue doing your nothing and do not get obsessed with subscribers and views. Be yourself. That's it. Do you know what? That's a good point, Tim. I've always been myself. And what are we at? 2,502? 2.25, no, 2.52 subscribers, which is more than I've ever, you know, been a fan of. Not ever been a fan, more than I've anticipated. What is your favourite Star Wars movie? My favourite Star Wars movie is The Force Awakens from 2015, which was the first Star Wars film that I saw in the cinema when it came out on release day. That I pretty much, I remember seeing Revenge of the Sith in 2005, but I was really young. So I remember going to see it, but I don't remember the experience too much. Force Awakens is my favourite. I love The Last Jedi, I love The Rise of Skywalker, but my number 2 choice would be A New Hope, and my number 3 choice would be Revenge of the Sith. That's my top 3 Star Wars films. And do you know what? I did my top 5 favourite Star Wars moments video that was on for 33 minutes the other day, and nobody watched it. So if you're free for a wee half hour, check that out if you can. Paul Rennie from Belarus says, your videos are helping me cope with the current quarantine restrictions in Scotland. Thank you, young man. Your positivity has helped my mental state in the last few weeks. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. That's what we're here to do. We're here to spread the joy, spread the love. And if you're out there struggling, I got your back, brother. I got your back, Captain. Now we've got Henry and Paul making pals. Henry also says, my favourite movie is Revenge of the Sith and Rise of Skywalker, both great choices. Revenge of the Sith gets a lot of press because of the importance of the film, but people say it's bad because of the acting. But I don't agree with that at all. Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi is my favourite Star Wars character, and I don't hate Hayden Christensen playing Anakin at all. And Rise of Skywalker was amazing, and I wouldn't accept anything else. And people say it was bad. People saying it was a mess and it was pish. Don't be daft. Don't be daft. How can that be? Oh, the fact that it was able to tie together The Force Awakens and Last Jedi that were both by 2 different directors. Do you know what I mean? It was not a daft. It was not bad at all. See, Orosco, been subscribed for 5 years and kinda lost this channel. Glad to see you're still here. That's cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know that, you know, there's a night. Do you know what? That's a good point, because a lot of channels you subscribe to and you think it's going to be good in and you just forget about it and you kind of lose track of. It's nice to see that you're, you know, still a subscriber and you're still checked out this live stream. I appreciate it. Paul says he needs help. Paul, so do I, mate. So do we all. Go over it. Henry says, do you want a Kenobi series? We're getting a Kenobi series, and yes, Ewan McGregor is playing Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I can't wait for it. It's going to be something that I'm really looking forward to. There we go. It's going to be great. Eric says, to be honest, the long list of Star Wars movie is really intimidating to new viewers like me. Don't look at it as a long list. Look at it as a story. Look at it as one story. You've got there's 12 films in total, right? You've got 9 Skywalker films, then you've got Rogue One Solo with the Clone Wars. Don't bother with Clone Wars unless you're going to watch the series, so forget about that. Rogue One and Solo are total spin-offs, so don't worry about it. Watch them after. What you want to worry about is the 9 Skywalker films and watch them in the way they were released. So start with number 4, which was released in 1977, then go with Empire Strikes Back, which was released in 1980, and then Return of the Jedi, which was 1983. Then go back to number 1, Phantom Menace, which was 1997, I believe, or 99, Attack of the Clones in 2002, Revenge of the Sith in 2005, and then go to the sequel trilogy and watch them as a continuous story. You'll fall in love with the characters and it won't feel like a chore. That's how to do it. But I get that, there's lots of films and stuff. It's like the, any long series of films for me. The Harry Potter films for the longest time was quite sort of daunting to me. But my sister just told me about it and was like, just watch them and you'll fall in love with them, and I did. So definitely check that out. Frank Wonder, hello to Frank. Hi, do turkeys have knees? Is this Ask Questions? Do turkeys have knees? Aye, they do. Tim, well, to which style of music you usually react? A bit of everything. It really goes back to my interest in music. I like a lot of different types of music. My favourite types of music is like hard rock, metal music, rock music, that sort of thing. What was it? Nu metal. Grunge? Did I say grunge? No, I'm not much of a grunge fan. Pop rock maybe? I don't know. A lot of things like that. But if you look on the channel, you see a bunch of the different reactions and that sort of thing. But I do a lot of country music reactions as well, because country music chills me out, and I think that's all. Country music connects a lot of people, because I'm from Scotland, I'm from Glasgow, and country music is predominantly in the States, but I can still relate to it, if that makes sense. So I like to react to some of that. But I react to anything. I've reacted to Harry Styles, you know what I mean, like new stuff. I really like that. The Weeknd, Brockhampton, that's hip hop, Actually, Paul in the chat recommended Lil Tecca once. I reacted to him. I'll do anything. 1975, recently done their stuff. Whatever, anything that's kind of current or gets buzz, I want to react to. And then if I have like a favourite artist, like an Alter Bridge or whoever, when they have their new music videos, I always react to them. So, and Muse as well. I react to Muse every Wednesday, but that might be coming to an end soon, because I've done about 10 episodes of that. But I never really had listened to Muse before, and then so many people recommended them to me, and I watched them and they just kind of blew me away. So I've been doing them every week, and there'll be a new one coming this Wednesday. So. Let's see, where did we get to in the chat? Henry said, I don't know why, but I want a trilogy of General Grievous, because it's my second favourite villain. General Grievous is actually one of my best pals' favourite Star Wars character, period, which blows my mind because he's only in the one film. But of course, he's in Clone Wars, and he's in the Clone Wars series as well, so I guess he's in 2 films. But in terms of the General Grievous story, we see what happens to him. So I wonder I think there's more of a chance they'll do a Darth Maul series / trilogy than they will General Grievous. But interesting. Tim says, by the way, are you Irish? You have Conor McGregor's accent. Do you know what? It's so funny. Once a week I get a comment, are you Irish or Scottish? Or what accent are you? I'm Scottish. I have a Glaswegian. I don't know, I'm from Glasgow, but I think my accent is quite neutral. But I'm from Glasgow, so it's a Scottish accent. But I get the Irish thing a lot. Doesn't offend me. Henry says, I love Michael Jackson. Don't know why a lot of people treat him like rubbish. Poor man. Michael Jackson is not a poor man. Michael Jackson was the most famous man in the world. And to be fair, if you were the most famous man in the world, or the most famous person in the world, every single person who is alive, even babies, know who you are. Probably shouldn't use the word babies and Michael Jackson in the same sentence, but I digress. Everybody knew who Michael Jackson was. Imagine just going out the house or going to the shops. You'd be miserable. So I don't blame him, and I'm actually not surprised he went a bit mental. But in terms of his music and stuff, one of the greatest ever. Can't, disagree with that. And I love listening to his stuff. I missed him a little bit. He was a little bit before my time, but I can still appreciate stuff. An underrated song, actually, is The Girl Is Mine by Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney. I like that song a lot, and it's one of those random songs that I like, you know. So I like that one. And all Michael Jackson songs, Billie Jean and Don't Stop Till You Get Enough is my favourite Michael Jackson song because it reminds me of my childhood and it reminds me of Rush Hour. Streamo says, yeah, he was disrespected a lot during his life, and I feel like that contributed to his literal downfall. Absolutely disrespected a lot. People said a lot of bad stuff about him in the press, and that will drive someone crazy. People will say, you know, they don't care about what people think of them, but they so do. They so do. If you could be in a Star Wars movie, what movie would it be? You mean one that's past? Great question. Maybe I'd say one of the newer ones because in the sequel trilogy, it's new actors that I could relate to, plus the original cast. However, I would have loved to be in Revenge of the Sith to see Hayden Christensen on set as Anakin and in the same week wear the Vader costume. I think that'd be pretty cool. But I don't know, great question. Never thought about that one before, but I'd probably say one of the newer ones, the sequel trilogy, just to kind of have that and be around when Star Wars was a thing, you know. Cheers, Captain. There's music playing next door. I hope you can't hear it. But this has been good. I was about to sign off and then folks started asking questions. Maybe you just need to give it a wee 45 minutes or so and let people tune in. So thank you everybody for tuning in and watching and asking the questions. Maybe do a few more and then we'll sign off. But yeah, filmed a couple of videos tonight, as I said earlier on, to upload over the next few days, which is always fun. I would be in Rise of Skywalker to save Ben Solo. You don't need to save Ben Solo because, spoiler alert, this isn't going to spoil anybody who's not watched Star Wars. But let's just say Ben Solo is the hero of everything because of Rise of Skywalker, and he is the Skywalker that's rising. Does that make sense? Not Rey. Ben Solo is the hero of the whole thing because of what happened in Rise of Skywalker and because of his own journey. I love that character. Just brilliant. Let's see. Tim says, do you react to science videos? Just asking. If you do, tell me and I'll suggest you a video. Never done a science video. What do you mean by a science video? Do you mean someone doing an experiment? Do you mean a lecture? Do you mean a funny one? What do you mean? I'll react to anything. I don't mind. As long as it's kind of fun and it's not going to make me cry or depressed. Streamer says, what is Ozark? Can you kind of give me an overview? Okay, without spoiling anything. Ozark is about a financial advisor played by Jason Bateman, who you'd know from Arrested Development and The Change Up and Dodgeball, I think he's the commentator in Dodgeball. Very funny actor who's only done these silly comedies. And then he goes and does this, and he's just an amazing actor and so good in this series, and you just love him as this character, Marty Bridge. He's a financial advisor, and he gets in trouble with the Mexican drug cartel and offers to launder money because he is such a good financial advisor. So he gets into bad business with that. As always in these shows with, you know, drug cartels, it goes a bit wrong, it goes mental. And he's on death row, and he sees a leaflet for the thing called the Ozarks, which is like a peaceful kind of area in Missouri, I think. And it's meant to be like the happiest place on earth you can go, and you'll not get bothered there by anybody. So he says, I'll take my family to the Ozarks and I will launder your money there and no one will see it because no one suspects anything bad happens there. So they go to the Ozarks for a peaceful restart to launder the money for with no worries whatsoever. And when they get to the Ozarks and they get to the happiest place on earth, they soon realise it's not as peaceful as they first thought. Is that a good overview? And they go a bit mental there and things happen and it gets brilliant. And there's some of the acting in Ozark is unbelievable. And do you know what? A couple of the actors won Emmys for it. And I watched their acceptance speeches for the Emmys and I just didn't like it because they were out of character. You know? Which was funny. Like the character of Ruth, who's just a brilliant character and just an amazing actress. She got an Emmy for her performance in season 2, I think. And I'd say that season 3 just dropped on Netflix recently, and season 3 is the best season by far. But you need to watch season 1 and 2, of course. But when you get to season 3, it's so good. I loved it, and I'm at that point where I love the show so much, and I was hooked on the show. Now I'm post the show, I'm missing the family, you know, which shows it's a good show. But she got an Emmy for her performance, and I watched on YouTube her speech out of character, and she's such a strong character, and she has all these strong characteristics. Seeing her as an actual person, and as the actress, and as the human, accepting her award was just weird, and I didn't like it. So, Tim says, universe, black holes, that sort of stuff. I'll tell you something. Give me the video to react to, and I'll judge it from there. You know? I'll judge it from there. Henry says, are you German or Irish? I'm a German or Irish? No, I'm Scottish. I'm Scottish, brother. Even though I say an American accent, I do that a lot, don't I? In my videos, I always go, thanks for watching. Because I just love Americans. And I'm saying that because 62% of my viewership is American, so USA. Streamo says, I'm excited to watch it. Good. Watch it from start to finish. Do what I did. 30 days. There's 30 episodes. 1 episode a day. 1 episode a night. You'll fly through it. You'll enjoy it. You'll feel part of the family. Watch it over a month. When June hits in a few days, in about a week, when it starts to be June, watch it in all of June. That'll be your June show. You know, when I look back in a few months' time, or a few years' time, when I look back at the quarantine in 2020, I will be reminded of Ozark, because Ozark was my quarantine show. Streamo says, I feel like when I came, the stream really picked up. I'm not getting any credit. I'm just saying that's quite funny. That's true. Thanks, Streamo, for joining us. I'm happy all these people came. It's nice to meet all these guys. I love bringing people together. Bring all together. Eric says, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Unreal YT, new here all the way from India. My God. Excuse me. Hello to India. That's crazy. I don't know if I have any viewership in India. I have 60 odd % in US and A, 40% UK. We have a couple of Ukraine viewers, some Canadian viewers, and I believe Ireland. They're my top 5 demographics. So India, welcome. That's great. Thank you for joining us. How did you find the channel? How did you find the stream? You look like an actor. You could be the next Gerard Butler. Now, to take that as a compliment or an insult, I'm going to take it as an insult. Ugh, I'm sorry, I've got an itchy nose. Because Gerard Butler isn't my favourite actor. I'm joking, I'm not insulted at all. Thank you. Gerard Butler's a very successful Scottish actor. So if I can have a percentage of his success, I'd be happy. Tim says, what is your job? If it's not a secret, you must be doing some technology stuff. Why would you say that? My job, I can't really tell you everything about my job. I work at university. I don't study at university, I work at university. I'm an actor as well. I was an actor until quarantine hit. So main job, I'm an actor. My side job to keep me afloat, because acting is so unreliable and there's no money in it until you get a break. I work at a university and I do YouTube, which is cool. I wish I could do YouTube more. You know, I wish I could build my viewership. Listen, all these guys in the chat, I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. If you could share the channel on your Twitters, this channel here, if you could share it on Twitter, Facebook, tell your pals, tell your family, I would be forever grateful. We want to spread this channel, get as many viewers, subscribers as possible. I would love that. And let me know if you want to see some vlog style things on a daily basis. I post a video every day anyway, but to build that revenue and to build that viewership, I guess I need to post some more. So I'll do that. So yeah, thank you for asking though about the job stuff. I know I try to keep it as personal as possible, but I don't really want to go into myself that much. Jonathan Samanda, I recognise that name. You're a commenter. Thanks for commenting on a bunch of my videos. One Swedish viewer. That's also mental, you know. It's crazy the fact that we're in Sweden as well. Someone's playing Robbie Williams next door and I'm very happy about it. Hello to Sweden, thank you very much for joining us. Unreal YT, very much new, and I've subscribed to you today, thank you. Spread the word, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want to do. tell some pals, tweet about the channel. CM42TV will get the listeners and the viewers up. Henry says, hello there. General Kenobi, you are a fool. Your move. He's just quoting the film. Army here or there. Army here or there, you must be known you are doomed. Oh, I don't think so. So that's just this Revenge of the Sith. I love that scene when Kenobi drops down, hello there. And then he shoots Grievous and he goes, so uncivilized. Everyone, let's spread the happiness. Thank you, Streamo. How long have we been going for? 80 minutes. This is my longest live stream ever. You are witnessing my longest live stream ever. And I'm enjoying it. Maybe go another 10 minutes or so and then we'll tune out. But I really enjoyed this. Bootlegger 1974. Go support Bootlegger. Carol Phillips, Captain on Twitter. I'm just quoting Revenge of the Sith. I love it. I am the Senate. Not yet. Unreal YT says, I'm the oldest gamer and streamer in India. How old are you? Because if you're the oldest in India, India's a big place. Don't know if you know that. How old are you? If you don't mind me asking. I'll tell you how old I am if you want. 46. That's not old. 40. I mean, maybe it's the oldest gamer, but you're not an old guy or girl. Nice to know that my demographic is spread. I don't just have 20-year-olds. It's good that we have some 40-year-olds here. What are some fun activities or hobbies you do in your free time and don't have to say anything you don't want to say, by the way? Free hobbies I do in my free time. I'm a podcaster with this here. I like the podcast. I have a wrestling podcast every Sunday, The Wrestling Connection. So most of my free time is spent editing that, thinking about that, planning that, recording that. So I like to watch wrestling in my spare time. I like to watch films. I like to record YouTube videos. And recently in quarantine, I've been going walks and getting some, fresh air. And I love spending time with my friends and that sort of thing, really. And I don't have anything distinctive in terms of sports and that sort of thing. But I like watching sports. I'm a big sports fan. But nothing too unique, really. Podcasting is what I do in my spare time, and video editing and that sort of thing. Fun. My stream on the laptop froze. I was thinking maybe the internet's going to go and the whole stream's going to fall down. Okay. Tim says, I always said that the best job is when you can use your brain instead of physical strength. And that kind of stuff. Sorry for my English. I do not like using translators. Don't worry about it. We're all good. You're nailing all the English here. That's great. Yeah, stuff you can kind of use your brain is a lot of fun. But I also like being, physical and going out and playing sports and that sort of thing. Age-wise, yes, I'm the oldest known gamer in India. That's really cool. That's really cool. I'm not much of a gamer. People are surprised by that because I guess I look like a gamer, and I am quite techie and that sort of thing. I guess. To do these videos and I do editing and that sort of thing, but I'm not a fan of video games. I don't play them. I'm not good at them. I know that The Last of Us is coming out soon or something, and people are going crazy about that. I'm not. I mean, maybe that'll be. Well, that's when I'll turn that around. But I won't play it. Henry says, "Look at this." Okay, so he's quoting all the love triangles and stuff in Star Wars. Anakin, I love Padme. Rey, I love Ben Solo. Finn, I love Rose. Leia, I love Han. Maz Kanata, I love Chewbacca. Obi-Wan, I love the high ground. That was very funny. I have the high ground. Streamo says, wow, this live stream unexpected. I'm a photographer and a fine art student. Cool. I would love to do some photography. Here's the camera. But I never studied it, but this is the camera I use. This is a Canon M50, I think. This is the camera I shoot all my YouTube videos on. But I'm using my phone for the live stream because it's easier to go live on the phone. I could have done the laptop, but it's all shaky. You see? Okay. Last question from Henry. Saddest scene in Star Wars? Saddest scene? There's not many sad scenes. I always kind of get sad at the major, I don't want to spoil anything, at the major death in Phantom Menace when Darth Maul kills someone important. That's a sad one. It's a beautiful moment between Ewan McGregor and Liam Neeson. I'm not going to say who dies. And also, I think it's sad in Attack of the Clones when Anakin goes back to find his mum. It is sad in Revenge of the Sith when Anakin and Obi-Wan have the big falling out. That's sad. But nothing really sad. Nothing really gets me distraught. I always get emotional when Luke saves Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi. Let's see, what Last Jedi is. There moments in Last Jedi that's sad. There's some sad. I mean, listen. There's sad moments in Star Wars, but you can't find them sad because it's Star Wars. Do you know what I mean? It's fantasy. But there's some sad moments. What about you? What's your saddest moment? This stream became longer than I thought. And it's nice. Good. I'll sign off soon. Unreal TV says, okay, I use Nikon D5 and Nikon D850 full frame cameras. What's your thoughts on Kylo Ren? Kylo Ren, I always said Kylo Ren and Rey are my two favourite sequel trilogy characters. But I'd put Kylo Ren very high at the top of my list in terms of favourite Star Wars characters. I love him. God, the questions are still flying in. Henry says, who is your favourite villain in Star Wars? Favourite villain? Now, there's two ways to look at that. Who do I hate the most because they're doing their job right as a villain? I don't know really, because I guess Sidious really. Or Count Dooku was a bad guy when I was younger. I hated Count Dooku when I was younger, but Christopher Lee's a great character. Favourite villain, I guess, would be Kylo Ren because I love him. Vader never really intimidated me or anything, I just thought he was cool. But favourite villain, Kylo Ren, probably. Yeah. Wasn't a major Snoke fan. I thought Snoke was okay. And I thought General Hux was actually a laugh. Unreal YT says, your views on the current pandemic. It's obviously not the most ideal situation. Listen, we live to stay positive, and I am doing my best to stay positive and stay busy and stay optimistic about the whole thing, and I'm doing that. But you know, it's awful. I want to get back to, you know, going for food. I want to get back to seeing my family. I want to get back to seeing my friends, you know. I want nights out. I want to go to concerts. I had a trip to New York for a week booked in a matter of weeks. I was going to New York for July 4th. I was going to be standing on Times Square on July 4th. And that ain't happening, baby. So, gutted about that. So that's no idea. When I was supposed to be going to Bulgaria as well for a wee trip. We've now reached that. I was about to sign off again, and we've reached our highest viewership. Hello. I was supposed to be going to Bulgaria for a summer holiday, and I was going to do vlogs there. That ain't happening, as far as we know. So, don't know. I'm not a big fan of the pandemic. I've enjoyed. I know a lot of people have been really unfortunate and have hated it, but I've not been unfortunate. I've been very lucky. Been able to catch up with my friends, been able to get some work, been able to do my podcast no bother, and I've watched a bunch of stuff and stayed healthy and exercised and stuff. So for that sense, you know, I've enjoyed the time off. I've enjoyed the downtime to really rest up and take in some stuff and not worry about stuff a lot, you know. But I'd love to get back to normality really soon. Excuse me, that's the pills coming back. More questions, more Star Wars questions. Henry says, in a battle, who would win, Mace Windu or Darth Maul? Mace Windu is a super Jedi, isn't he? But Darth Maul's got a two-sided lightsaber. Mace Windu would win, because Sam Jackson always wins. Streamo says, what is the best battle in Star Wars? And also, what do you like more in action scenes? Long scenes or cut scenes? Good question. I like long scenes probably more. I like the... Depends what you mean by cutscene. I like the Anakin and Obi-Wan fight a lot because when it cuts back to Yoda and Sidious fighting, I'm like, it's a really cool fight, but I don't want to see it. I want to see Anakin and Obi-Wan. I'm hooked on that story, you know. But I wondered if I would have felt that way if they never cut away from it, you know. And what's the best battle in Star Wars? It's got to be Obi-Wan and Anakin. It's got to be. However, I love the Battle of Krayt in Last Jedi, and I love the snow battle in Force Awakens. Tim says, which country you think is better to live and work in Europe? Can't answer that. I've only lived in one country my whole life. You know, it's pretty cool, you know, here in Scotland, having free education and free healthcare and all that stuff. So, I guess here, I don't know. I'd love to go travelling more and experience more countries though. Unreal YT said, would love to see your vlogs. I'm definitely thinking about it. I'm definitely thinking about doing some vlogs. I've got really itchy nose. Some vlog style videos here on the channel, so please tune in if you see any. The pandemic is good, but the circumstances are bad. But some things I wish could go right now, like travel, but that's impossible now. I'd love to travel. I'd love to go to New York. I'd love to go around the world again and travel some places and do some vlogs and do some videos and that sort of thing in different countries. That'd be really, really cool. But that ain't happening right now. We're kind of stuck. But that's all good. What are your thoughts on Harry Potter? Have you read the books or watched the movies? Or maybe you haven't watched it. I would like to know. My thoughts on Harry Potter. I love it. I've not read the books. I love the films, but I've only watched the films once. A lot of people, you know, I've watched the films numerous times. But I like Harry Potter. When I went to Florida, Orlando, in 2018, I went to Universal Studios and there was all the Harry Potter world and, you know, all that's Diagon Alley and things like that. That was so cool, and I almost wish I knew more about it and I was more of a nerd for Harry Potter to appreciate it more. But yeah, I love the films, and I'd watch them again in a heartbeat, and I will do at some point. I've not read the books though. I've tried reading the books before. I've got one here, look. No, I don't. I thought that was a book. It's actually a book on Sigmund Freud. Never mind. It's my play collection down there. Random. I played Sigmund Freud in a show once. That's why I've got that. Let's see. Viewership is up. That's awesome. Who is my favourite bounty hunter in Star Wars? Can I say The Mandalorian? I don't know. Looking forward to the new series because Ahsoka's going to be in it and Boba Fett's going to be in it. Played by Jango Fett, the person who played Jango. That's so cool. I'm looking forward to that. Favourite bounty hunter would probably be The Mandalorian. I can't wait for season 2. Eric says, this stream is really good to interact with the creator and the viewers since the chat isn't fast. Yeah, we don't have many people in the chat, which is cool. The viewers are going up now and I'm starting to think there's something wrong. Yeah, I've tried to come out of this about 6 times. That's okay. But that's okay. I won't stay much longer. I got other stuff to be getting on with, brothers and sisters. Wonder if that paused there. Basically just said I had a low battery in my phone. So I have to go soon. Okay, yeah, I'll probably sign off now. Thank you so much everybody for tuning in. A couple more questions. Mandalorian season 2 is going to be Boba Fett, Bo-Katan, Ahsoka and Rex. And of course Baby Yoda. Looking forward to seeing Ahsoka in The Mandalorian. The ending in Mandalorian was nice and sad. I would like to see him raise a baby. My name, Unreal YT says my name is Chris. My birth name was Christopher. People call me Chris. You can call me Christopher. That's what the C stands for in CM42 TV. I'll let you figure out the rest. But yeah, right, we're done. It's midnight. My phone's about to die of battery, and we've been going for 93 minutes, so we're in extra time. Thank you so much, everybody. It really means a lot for tuning in. Please stay tuned on the channel. All the new viewers that we found here, all the people we've been chatting with, Henry and Tim and Unreal YT and Streamio. Please stay tuned. I'll be posting new videos every single day. Make sure you tune into the next live stream, which I will do soon. And if I ever post some vlogs, let me know what you think. Unreal says, okay, Christopher, nice talking with you. Good night, see you soon. Yes, good night, God bless. And we'll see. I don't know why I said God bless. I'm not religious in any way. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you all next time.